Yeah, it's Bill. Colin. I did it again. I had 2 days straight without messing it up. Coming at you from Santa Monica, California. Um, so I finally figured out, I think I figured out why, because I've never been anywhere where they have vinyl coated hangers so much. This and this is like, these two are like the low grade, like you paper wrapped ones that you get from the dry cleaners. This is the cheap dry cleaners around here. And then the middle class dry cleaners, this is what you get with your free hangers. And then I see them all the time, and I don't know why, but the wooden ones that are not like painted, the nicer wooden ones, that's what the high end dry cleaning places, that's what you get every time you get your shirt dry cleaned for real. So I couldn't figure out. I mean, it's the only logical explanation, because everywhere I go, that's what you see. I mean, you'd find them like anywhere else where you'd have dry cleaning hangers thrown out a lot. This is the kind you get. Back home, I think, back in New Hampshire, I think you could buy the wooden ones for $2 a piece at the used place. I mean, those kind of wooden hangers they throw away. I'm sure because they get them every time they get their. They probably don't even get their shirts done. They just probably get them sent. Why have them dry cleaned? It probably costs less to just buy a new one. I honestly don't know, but it's the only logical explanation, because when I was in West Palm, I thought West Palm was bad. West Palm Beach, uh, the Goodwill there, back when I had my salvage yard, my salvage yard was 35, 40 minutes north of West Palm. And so, why was I telling? Oh, the Goodwill. Yeah. Uh, when they opened a Goodwill somewhere near Worth Avenue, it wasn't on Worth Avenue, but it was somewhere near there. And people were going in. You could go and buy, $2,500 Gucci bags for, $45. Because, I mean, that's just what they would price it at. So they had to name it something different. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was a little bit higher end name. I mean, it was the same charity. If Goodwill is in fact a charity, I guess it is. But anyway, it was. They had to come up with a different name for it, and I might be mistaken it between Goodwill and Salvation Army. I really can't remember the two, but I know they had to come up with a new name because the donations were just too expensive. You couldn't exactly go into Goodwill and say, "Oh, I'll take that $2,500 Gucci bag, and I know it's marked down to $1,250." That would be a reasonable number, but I don't think many people are going to put a $1,250 handbag into a 25-cent Goodwill bag. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I know it was a problem in West Palm. So, anyway, I don't know why I'm babbling. I get off into these things. Oh, yes. So that's really all I've been doing, is trying to research a suitable storage facility. Because I think I should have looked at the lease today, but I think I have to the 5th. So that's kind of all I've been working on. I every I got my bike all set up now. You can actually see the handlebars sticking up. I put it on the behind me so that somebody could steal it, but they gotta go around me or over me to get to it. And so yeah, I still do the collecting, but it's more specific now. It's if I see something, like again, I saw that holding tank, the gray water tank. I saw it again tonight, and I literally am in no hurry to be moving stuff to my storage unit that I know I'm gonna have to move within the next however many days. So again, it's ideal for it, but then if I didn't have problems with the storage, it'd already be there. But that's pretty much all I've been working on is that. And like I say, if I see something nice that's worth the effort, I'll grab it. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you is I don't think it's going to affect my scheduling or anything like that, but I have to when I got the crap kicked out of me, I don't know how they did it, but they collapsed my throat, and that's why it took 5 days to get them. I had a trach. Well, right there's the scar. And it took 5 days just to be able to get me to breathe on my own, because this was all crushed. And so now, like I've already, since the original surgery, they've already had the snake, they put me under, and they gotta put this camera, goes down inside my throat, goes down all in the belly, and as far as they want it to go, I guess. I've seen the thing, but I've never seen it going in my... I've seen the one that goes up my nose. I haven't seen the one that goes down my throat. And they're about the same thing, but one's got a lot longer cord. But anyway, because they I don't know what it's from, but when you choke and you say, "Oh, it went down the wrong tube," that happens to me like 5-6 times a day. So I gotta go see a new specialist for that, and they think that they're gonna be able to teach me how to swallow differently. So I don't know. It sounds silly to me, but a lot of the things that they've taught me how to do differently, I didn't think you could do differently. So I'm sure that they know what they're doing, because they've taught me things I didn't know I could be taught. So I think everybody should know how to do all these things. It should be like the first thing you teach your kid. So again, I don't foresee... I think, they're gonna have to go in for the again, they'll put me under, but that's usually a 1-day thing. I don't expect that to... in fact, I doubt very much I think I can manage to not even skip a beat. So, and right now, I do really seriously want to get... Once I get this unit figured out and everything, and I get I've got another account set up for just that exact $221. Any monies that come in, anything like that I make, all goes into that account for this very specific reason, so that it's accurate. So I've tried to think of everything. I know I always mess up stuff, but I've given it a lot of thought this time, so hopefully this is it. We can get a good fresh start from it. And like I said, for all of you that are out there and have the ability, can be collecting, always the foam. We're gonna need a lot of foam. You're gonna build almost a full-sized car. It can be hollow inside, but it's gonna be almost a full-size car of foam when we're done. Now, depending on the storage units that I can get, I'm planning on doing, hopefully I can do it in 3 sections. So we'll do it hopefully in those 3 pieces. Those will be the 3 plugs that will then be used to make the 3 fiberglass body panels or components that we're going to make the entire vehicle out of. Well, you know what I mean, the decorative part. So the foam, again, bed frames, you'll be amazed at what you find when you're looking out there. Any diameter copper, you'll understand when you start to see it, but soft copper and hard copper or rigid copper, they both can be soldered, but one is flexible, soft copper, and one is the rigid, like you see in the basement of your house. So you can use either one, but soft is, for a novice, is a whole lot easier to use. It's easier to flare a copper pipe than it is to solder it. And you can do almost any fitting we're going to do with a flaring tool. So just keep that in mind if you're out there. Any large amounts of, there's going to be all sorts of, we're going to try and keep like 90% of the cart functions 12 volt. We're going to convert the Volkswagen motor over to propane, and that kit's relatively, it's actually very inexpensive, and it's relatively easy to install. That's going to save us on weight, is the biggest thing I was thinking, because we're not going to need to have 2 separate fuel tanks. We're going to need a LP tank for the kitchen anyway. So by flipping the gasoline engine over to an LP engine, we get rid of that other fuel tank. It just makes more sense to me. And we don't need a hot rod. We just need something that's going to get from A to B. And LP, oddly enough, when it runs on LP, it uses oil changes are less frequent, because the oil doesn't get as burnt, dirty, grindy. When you'll see it at 6,000 miles, it won't even look like, it'll look like brand new oil. It's just, that's the way it works. It doesn't mean you still got to change the oil. The viscosity will break down, but the oil just won't look as well. It stays. Obviously, the clearer it is, the better quality it is, but the viscosity will break down. We'll cover all that stuff. And I covered my melon, well, the little bits of it. Those are the only things I know coming up. I already told you about the drain. That's the biggest thing coming up. I think that's about all for today.